I'm doing better now that I'm talking to you here.
Hey, you got the Golden Gate Bridge, my hometown.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah.
nice. All right. Well, I got the right background and everything. So, San Fran man. All right. Cool. Thank you for allowing me to watch Off the Grid. I really enjoyed it.
Great.
It's with the off the grid preparedness, and I really like the aspects, the whole. It's like a MacGyver versus the military. It's really
Totally.
interesting. Yeah. Um, Let me ask you, what was your passion behind making Off the Grid, Johnny?
Well, I was hesitant to an action movie because I come from that world, and I wanted to make sure that if I did it, it was special and it was something that I didn't have to see 200 guys getting killed by one guy and 300 guys getting shot that you didn't care about. I wanted to do an action movie that has heart. I was trained by Tony Scott and the great Tony Scott, and
Oh
he
wow.
told me that it's all about emotion, to characters that lead up to action, and that was very important to me. That's why this movie may start off where you're really invested in the character's life of what it would be like alone. And if you were thrown off the grid and couldn't talk to anyone because you'd put them in danger, and what would that feel like? And I wanted to really bring the loneliness to where you could connect with what this guy's going through. And then as far as the action side, I wanted to find someone that wasn't trained in how to fight, didn't know how to shoot a gun, didn't even touch a gun before, but it was smart enough to know that if he was in danger, he could think of something on the spot to figure it out. And then that's when the contraptions came, and now like I gotta stay true to the contraptions. So I went to Home Depot, I started shopping and I started building my own things, thinking what could be a great equipment if I was a genius. And I bought all this stuff, $800 worth of stuff, and went home and started testing things. And everything you see in the movie is something that I've tested
Wow.
and definitely work. And Josh, I'd send him the video and he'd be all, I gotta try this.
Man, you need a round of applause just for that. That's amazing. That's wow, that's a lot of pre-work, and that's pretty cool. You actually got to build up these like DIY weapons that are pretty freaking cool, if I may say
Uh,
so myself. So
I got everyone else sending me ideas. So
really
I'm
nice.
getting ready to write too. So now I got a bunch of ideas to go off of.
Oh, that's pretty slick. That's sweet. Okay. Awesome. So, you mentioned no action training. So Josh Duhamel, he had no so he came into it basically from scratch without having any pre-action sort of training, coordination, things like that.
Well, the bike riding, for me, coming from the action world, I need to know that my actor can do 90% of the action. And I would rather have less of a stunt and have more of an actor's face than more of a stunt. I don't believe in stunts to take over. It should always drive the emotion. And that's when Josh, I said, I need you on the bike. So I grabbed Jimmy Roberts, who's one of the best bike stuntmen in the world. And I said, you got to get Josh to learn how to slide a bike and to drive in the woods and everything
What?
else. And Josh was a badass, and he took that bike and he really drove the hell out. And
That's really him on that bike like that?
that's really him. 95% of that is Josh, and everything else you see is like in the fight scene. It was important that I went off of his skills,
Okay.
not off of what I thought as a director what he should do. And I saw what the
Interesting.
best skill he could do, but yet not make it to where he knew what he was doing. That's why there was a lot of elbows and these other things that you
Yeah,
just because it's a bigger weapon in his mind than it is to try to throw a wild little 4-inch punch,
that's true.
and so
Ah,
everything was
yeah, from his perspective and everything. Yeah.
yeah, it was all thought out on what the character would think of on the last minute. And that's how Josh and I both looked at this character. It was really important that he performed everything. I mean, he did some hard, he was sore every day. I'll
Oh
tell you
wow.
that.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it was a lot of grappling and tussling going on and everything, and a lot of
Yeah.
running. So,
A lot of
um,
running, a lot of
man,
running.
this is it's a really cool film. Let me ask you about a not to ruin anything, but there is a cool piece that I liked in the movie where folks wonder why there are lights hanging up in the forest. Did you come up with that yourself?
Yeah, I did. I came up with the gas in the front of the house and the light bulbs, and I
Oh
try to give
wow.
the audience a hint in the opening of the movie when we're seeing his loneliness and how he's building things. It's like why is one light bulb white and why is one light bulb clear?
Right.
And why is he working on these stupid lights? Are you wasting my time kind
In
of
the
a
middle of the
moment?
woods with lights and
Yeah.
yeah,
And why
yeah.
are you hanging these all of a sudden and you hear birds? I threw it in there. I hinted to the audience as much as I can.
Some
Just be
subtle
careful.
stuff.
We're gonna do
Yeah.
something with these.
Awesome. Yeah, it sure pays off. And it is I haven't seen any MacGyvering at this level in quite some time. So I really enjoy it. Especially I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm not gonna even mention it, but that end was really cool, you know. And it's really nice the way he even explains it, you know, not in an overly scientific way, but it's like you know, he's down to earth, but he can tell you how to do things, you know. He's a really relatable action hero.
Yeah, and that's why it was important for him to tell the story to the kid. He needed to explain it in a way that everyone could understand. And I'm tired of seeing films that I'd say, okay, well, I didn't know what that meant. But,
Right.
and I
Sure.
wanted it to be clear as day that even a 10-year-old can understand what he's
Perfect.
doing.
Ah, well put and well done. Yeah. Awesome. Johnny Martin. Great. Let me ask you, because we're running low on time.
It's okay.
Where can we tell the readers at LRM and the folks that watch this video on LRM, and when can we tell them to go check out Off the Grid?
Off the Grid comes out this Friday, June 27th, limited theaters and on demand. And I just hope that everyone out there understands that we live in a world now where movies are so hard to make and you're so restricted in the independent world to try to make movies. And we don't live in the world where we can shoot 120 days like the Mission Impossibles.
All
We're
right.
given 19 days to shoot a
18,
movie,
19. How many days did you shoot this? Did it take
19
you
days.
19 with
Yeah.
all of this, with all of these amazing actors in it? And
Yeah.
I mean, there's like a guy going around like I think it's Morris, the Anton Chigurh type sort of, you know, he's creepy with the vibe and everything. He's crushing up bottles of water. He's so puts me off, you know. But he gets down in the last act of this movie. He gets physical. So
Yeah,
um
yeah, he does. Yeah, it's difficult, but you know what? If you have everyone that's a team on this, with the actors, they all wanted to make a great movie, and we were taking our days off to go off to the side with a camera and shoot whatever it took to deliver a movie that we all thought was entertaining.
Wow. And it definitely delivers as entertainment in spades. Well done, Johnny Martin. Looking
Thank
forward to getting this interview up and spreading the word so folks can check out this film. It's really well done, and I definitely enjoyed all of the elements. That whole trying to disappear, like just the off the grid concept is fascinating. Like trying to disappear in a world where technology is everywhere. And then what happens when
you.
you get found, you know? It's like very cool, man.
Well, I mean, you might head to Italy on part two. You never know.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's out there and he looks cooler now anyway. So yeah, let's see where it goes. All right, Johnny. Thanks so
Thank
much
you,
for the
Stefan.
interview.